Thank you for tuning into Alabaster's Box with Tiffany Hayes, where we are inspiring and enriching thoughts. Today we have a very, very special guest by the name of Vida Bratton. She's going to talk to us about an awesome ministry that I know we all will be inspired and enriched for her sharing that. So, Miss Vida, tell us a little bit about yourself and LemonAid.
Okay, so I'm Vida Bratton, and the LemonAid project I started technically about 2 years ago, but prior to that, God had called me to really work with women, helping them to birth and build their brand. And so I've had an opportunity to work with a number of different business owners and women entrepreneurs, potential women entrepreneurs, to help them birth and build their brand. And out of that process of working with them, for the most part with social media, do a lot of social media marketing and help them understand their brand, their voice, and things like that. Out of that came this new kind of revelation about what inspired women to even begin their business or their ministry. And that was the segue into LemonAid.
So where did you find the common thread?
With the LemonAid and the women? Or just, okay, because most of the women that I work with, they had come to this place of wanting to establish ministry or business because of some experience they had had. And oftentimes this experience was not a great experience, but it was a pivotal experience in their life. And that was a reoccurring theme. And so I said, okay, there's something I have to do with this. Yeah.
So once you found that revelation, I'm assuming you bringing it to the women's attention that, you know what, you can actually make lemonade out of the lemons that life has thrown you. Then it sparked up confidence in the women that you were ministering or helping out. Did you find that to be the case?
Well, what happened was I have done a few events, and the Lord gave me the concept of LemonAid while I was doing an event, and to have what is called the LemonAid brunch. So it's lemon and then aid, A-I-D. And what the Lord revealed to me is that, Vida, when life gives you lemons, I provide the aid. And so I always say we, speaking me and whomever else is working there at the time, established the first LemonAid brunch, which was in 2014, where marketplace and ministry leaders came together. It was amazing, and it was totally unexpected. And it just kind of grew from there, just that vein, if you will. And then the next year, which was 2015, I did another LemonAid brunch. But prior to that, out of that first LemonAid brunch was the LemonAid Chronicles book that was published with a group of women who I'd worked with, working on their business and their ministries. And so what we realized is that you had in fact made lemonade because God had provided the aid. And hence, here we are. Here I am today. Most of those women have gone on to do their different things, and God has given me the green light for a national movement called the LemonAid Project, where 1,000 women and girls, high school girls, will write and publish. They will discover their wow factor.
So what was your pivotal point for you to get to that point?
Okay. We've been in this area for 8 years.
Who it's we?
We, my husband and my children. My children were actually born here.
Okay.
And we've been here for 8 years, and it has been a roller coaster ride, and that's putting it mildly. But through that process, God revealed to me clarity and understanding about these two kingdoms, God's kingdom and the world's kingdom. And having been, academically inclined and have excelled well in school, and God has blessed me to attend some of the nation's best universities, you can sometimes get pulled into the world system, even though you don't think you're being pulled in. And I don't know how much I had been pulled in, but I knew that God wanted to make it very clear that, Vida, you are ride or die with me. We don't work with the world system like that. You operate in God's system, and I will give you what you need to manifest who I am here in the earth. And so a pivotal moment came one day when my mom called me into the living room, and she had me look at a very prominent televangelist who was literally talking about God's kingdom in the world system and God's system. And I began to realize that God was establishing something, not only in myself, but in my husband as well, in marketplace ministry. And that we needed to really understand that we need to maneuver the way God is calling us to maneuver here in the earth, and not subscribe to the world system and then trying to maneuver that way. And so out of that experience, we dealt with so many different things, highs and lows, jobs, no jobs, money, no money. And even in that, there had to be a commitment to keep going. And what we realized, and what I realized, and my husband, we were talking, is that many abort. Many abort. So the vein of LemonAid is that I will not abort. I will not abort what God has called me to do. I will not abort the dream. I will not abort the vision. I will not abort the mission. And it's easy, which is why the graveyard is full of purpose. And so my pivotal point was that moment when my mom called me into the living room, and just understanding, the difference between God's system and the world system, and how he's calling me to operate, and how to make, if you will, lemonade, all puns intended, out of what was happening in Team Bratton's life at that time. And so that's where we're seated. Who you're around, what you're allowing into your life, because what's happening is that when you take hold of the vision that God has.
Everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying what you are hearing thus far. Please tell your friends about us, tell your church members and your family members. Let's take this word to the world. Please share, subscribe, and like. And remember, if you change your thoughts, you change your life. Thank you.